Now on the CTV News at 5, Prime Minister Mark Carney delivers a powerful speech at the World Economic Forum. Plus, another delay in the bail hearing of a Lethbridge man charged with human trafficking. And the hottest NHL jerseys right now don't belong to real NHL hockey players.
Telling your stories. CTV News Lethbridge with Jackie Scantlebury.
Good afternoon. We're glad you could join us. Strong words from Canada's Prime Minister addressing leaders at the World Economic Forum in Switzerland. Without mentioning the U.S. President, Mark Carney also said the rules-based world order is fading and we must adapt. He also reaffirmed Canada's support for Greenland. CTV's Annie Bergeron-Oliver is in Davos with more on Carney's remarks, which triggered an audible reaction of support from the room.
Nestled in the usually calm mountains of the ski town Davos, a chaotic meeting of hundreds of politicians and top business leaders at the World Economic Forum that this year Prime Minister Mark Carney used to deliver a frank message about the future.
The old order is not coming back. We shouldn't mourn it. Nostalgia is not a strategy. But we believe that from the fracture we can build something bigger, better, stronger, more just.
Carney declared the U.S.-led world order dead and said countries must turn inward now that it's clear integration can lead to subordination.
Call it what it is, a system of intensifying great power rivalry where the most powerful pursue their interests using economic integration as coercion.
Withstanding those economic shocks, the Prime Minister said will require like-minded countries to pivot, to work together to hedge uncertainty. While Trump's name was never mentioned, Carney did call on middle powers like Canada to push back against domination by great powers, using tariffs as leverage and supply chains as vulnerabilities to be exploited.
In a world of great power rivalry, the countries in between have a choice: compete with each other for favor or to combine to create a third path with impact.
The message receiving what organizers described as a rare standing ovation at a summit where geopolitics and the future of Greenland is looming large.
Our commitment to NATO's Article 5 is unwavering. Canada strongly opposes tariffs over Greenland and calls for focused talks to achieve our shared objectives of security and prosperity in the Arctic.
Carney may get a chance to raise his concerns about Greenland directly to the U.S. president. While no meeting is currently scheduled between Carney and Donald Trump, the U.S. president will be here tomorrow at the same time as Mark Carney. Annie Bergeron-Oliver, CTV News, Davos, Switzerland.
Here at home, the recent release of a high-profile offender on bail in Lethbridge has sparked calls for stricter bail conditions and new bail considerations to show their support for tougher laws. Lethbridge City Council unanimously approved Mayor Blaine Hagan write a letter to the Federal Minister of Justice advocating and supporting the Alberta provincial government's position to enhance and prioritize public safety, increase accountability, and address specific crime trends by accelerating bail reform and Bill C-14. The act was introduced in late 2025 and aims to increase public safety by making bail harder to get. Higgins says changes need to happen within the courts to ensure those who commit serious crimes don't get released.
Our police officers do an exceptional job. And it's just they're as frustrated, and probably more so than many of you that I've received calls from for why these individuals are back on the street. And so to the point of knowing probably themselves that this is going to happen again, and did monitor and see that exact occurrence that happened. So I just want to make sure that we're considerate of our officers and those that are in the system that are trying to push this forward, because it's not their fault.
Bill C-14 is currently undergoing a detailed study where it may be amended. After that, the bill will face a final debate and vote in the House of Commons. Another delay in the bail hearing of a Lethbridge man charged with sexual assault and human trafficking offenses who was released on bail, then scooped up half an hour later after he got out. Sky Atoa was rearrested a week ago for breaching the conditions of his release on human trafficking charges. Court ordered that he was supposed to go straight home. Instead, Lethbridge police say the 50-year-old went to a store to browse a perfume aisle. That's where officers found Atoya near a young female and arrested him. A bail hearing was scheduled to be held today, but it has been delayed for a second time until this next coming Monday. A 46-year-old Brooks man is facing human trafficking charges, and RCMP believe there may be more victims. Mounties say the offenses stem from 5 years of allegations. Last February, a female victim reported she had been in a relationship with a man who allegedly forced her to have multiple sexual encounters with random men for money, which he controlled and operated. During a search of a Brooks home, RCMP seized electronics, various illegal substances, and paraphernalia. Chad Jensen faces a number of charges, including administering a noxious substance and sexual assault. If you believe you have been exploited by Jensen, RCMP are asking you to come forward. They have resources that can help. Mounties are also investigating 2 separate missing persons cases in southern Alberta. Brooks RCMP are trying to locate 16-year-old Jenna Sear. She was last seen walking around 7:30 last night in Brooks. There is concern for her well-being. Sear was last seen wearing a black puffer jacket, gray sweatpants, and carrying a light blue backpack. Raymond RCMP are asking for the public's help locating 46-year-old Paul Jameson. He was last seen December 27th in Raymond. There is also concern for his well-being. If you have information on either missing persons case, you're asked to contact RCMP or Crime Stoppers. All right, let's check in with Danielle Savoni, and another windy day out there today, Danielle.
Yes, windy, and we even have the risk of snow squall activity tonight. The winds are going to get even gustier. Now, the winds have been out of the right direction for the most part for at least parts of the day to get us above freezing. So it's above freezing right now, just barely, but it is at +1 in Pincher Creek, Lethbridge, Milk River, at the freezing mark for Brooks, and -4 for Medicine Hat. This is a look at the wind gusts we've had so far. So Calgary is seeing the strongest gusts, but it's more closer to the east towards Saskatchewan that we're looking at the wind gusts picking up for tonight. So all communities highlighted here are looking at gusts up to 90 kilometers per hour. Foremost, Medicine Hat. Also from Medicine Hat up to Oyen, snow squall watch is in place because we're looking at blowing snow with this tonight as well. We'll talk more about the gusts, the blowing snow, and the cooler temperatures to come. That's all just ahead, Jackie.
All right, thanks, Danielle. Now, the fresh skiff of snow this morning is a good reminder we are still in winter. The city of Lethbridge is looking to gather feedback from residents about this year's snow clearing process. Last summer, City Council voted to continue with the snow and ice pilot program for another year, which includes the Windrow Assistance Program. The city has launched an online survey to gather feedback on plowing snow to the right, the citywide snow route network, and the assistance program. The survey closes on March the 22nd. As repairs to a significant water main break in Calgary finish up, the City of Lethbridge says it is continuing to monitor and maintain the city's pipe infrastructure. City Council was given an update by administration today. The city says its water transmission system moves treated water from the river valley up to reservoirs across the city. And while the system uses high pressure to move the water uphill, it doesn't make the pipe breaks more likely. The city says staff routinely check pipe conditions and past break history to guide its daily operations. The system also has backup routes so reservoirs can keep supplying water during repairs while crews fix the issues. The city plans to bring forward several projects for capital funding approval later this year.
We have developed the Underground Infrastructure Master Plan, which actually has made recommendations to address redundancy and capacity in our transmission system. So there's a range of projects that involve interconnections between existing mains, as well as full twinnings or replacements.
The city says plans for upgrades have been ongoing for several years now. Capital improvement project deliberations will take place in November. The owners of a dog killed in a trap west of Radium are calling for changes to trapping policies. Moon, a 2-year-old husky, died January 8th after being caught in a Coney bear trap while off leash meters from the road. An investigation determined no offense had occurred because the trap was placed in a legal area. Entrapping season and warning signage had been placed in the area. Still, Moon's owners are trying to raise awareness about traps and have proposed Moon's Law to end commercial and recreational trapping on BC public land.
I hope it's a catalyst for some change. You know, there's got to be better signage, not a sign several meters from the baited trap. That's just pretty poor kind of management and negligent actions, I believe.
Data collected by a group opposed to commercial trapping, the Fur Bearers, shows from 2017 to 2021 there were at least 56 dogs and cats caught in fur traps in BC and another 30 in Alberta. The City of Lethbridge has opened applications for its Community Capital Projects Grant program. The program gives nonprofit organizations funding to upgrade facilities and equipment with a focus on projects that build a more inclusive and accessible community. There are 2 funding streams, one for planning assistance and the other for capital assistance. The deadline to apply, that is March 31st. Local charities and nonprofits are still out in the community after a busy Christmas season. They're asking that people still consider to donate their time or money, as the need for these nonprofits is always there. Quinn Keenan tells us more.
The Christmas season is the busiest time of year for most nonprofits. They see a rush of donations and volunteers during the holidays. But early in the new year, that support typically dries up.
You know, it's really wonderful that outpouring of support during the season of giving gives us a little bit of a cushion in the first couple months of the year. But it is necessary for us to fundraise throughout the year to be able to continue to meet the demand.
Christmas Boost is usually able to set up charities well for the beginning of the year. Even with the cushion, donations are still needed. Organizations like the Interfaith Food Bank see a consistent need throughout the year.
On the client services side, our numbers are just as high right now as they were at Christmas time, but we definitely do see a complete drop-off in donations at this time of year, as many people have just supported us with the Christmas campaign.
Volunteerism usually sees a drop-off in January as well. Many volunteers will take time off in January after a busy December.
Yeah, typically a lot of volunteers are, kind of doing the reset in January, so they're not necessarily engaging in volunteer opportunities or kind of taking a bit of a pause.
That will likely change soon. Volunteer Lethbridge is accepting sign-ups from nonprofits for 2026. Soon they'll help to organize volunteers for the organizations who need them.
We had last year just under 100 member organizations that were part of VL. We just started our renewal for memberships for 2026.
Quinn Keenan, CTV News, Lethbridge.
Well, Danielle has the 5-day forecast coming up on the other side of this break. Plus, we'll tell you about one of the newest scams. This one involves weight loss drugs.
Well, here's your Skywatch camera here, and pretty quiet. I mean, it's gusty in many communities, but we're about to get even gustier, and in some cases we're looking at snow squall risk here because it's a cold front. It's a strong cold front that will be swiping through that's going to drastically start to drop the temperatures, and it's going to spark up some strong winds and even some squall-like conditions possible tonight because of this front. All right, we're sitting at +1 right now. Pincher Creek, Lethbridge, just below freezing. In Milk River now at -1. A moment ago when we were talking, we were at +1. And -4 is the temperature at the moment in Medicine Hat. Here's a look at the wind gusts today. So it has been a gusty day, specifically along the QE2 Red Deer down to Calgary in the 70s, but 52 for Brooks, closer to 50 for Medicine Hat. That's still a gusty day for many communities. This will pick up, and while this says tomorrow's wind gusts, it's really overnight tonight through really early tomorrow morning, and then the winds will start to ease throughout the day tomorrow. But 60-kilometer-per-hour gusts in Lethbridge, and then closer to the Saskatchewan border, that's where we're looking at even gustier conditions. So 90-kilometer-per-hour gusts tonight out of the north and northwest as this cold front moves its way through. So there are wind warnings in places you can see here in the purple, but the other key thing to focus on is, yes, we have wind warnings in place really from Foremost up through Medicine Hat, Bow Island, Brooks, Hanna, Oyen, Coronation for 90-kilometer-per-hour gusts tonight. The other thing, though, from Medicine Hat over through Brooks, over and up to Oyen and Hanna, these areas could see some squall-like conditions because of the snow coming through with the wind. So I'm going to show you that on the longer range. We have a huge system up to the north. We have a strong cold front that's about to push through, and that's going to significantly drop our temperatures in all communities in southern Alberta for the rest of this week. So that's the big news with it. But as this front moves through, this is what it could spark up. You can see these bands here, and that's really suggesting in this model these squalls that will be pushing through because the winds will be so strong and it will be combined with some snowfall. We're not looking at huge significant snowfall, but this will reduce visibility to near nothing in some isolated areas late tonight. Thankfully, it's at night. Not as many people driving at night. However, anybody that will be driving in it, those will be very, very treacherous driving conditions. All right, overnight in the East Kootenay area, -9, kicking off the day with a wind chill of -10 tomorrow and a high of -6, mainly cloudy skies. Coron's Pass, small chance of flurries tonight and through tomorrow morning. -3 will be our high for tomorrow with mostly cloudy skies. Medicine Hat, again, we have that squall risk tonight up until about 6:30 in the morning, and then things will start to ease. The winds will start to calm down and the chance of snow is gone. And kicking off the day tomorrow with a wind chill of -20. Now for Lethbridge, the winds will not be as strong. We're not in the risk of squall-like conditions, but we may see a few flurries combined with some gustier conditions tonight of 60 km/h gusts. Tomorrow will tame down to 40 km/h gusts, but you can see what's moving in this colder air that will settle in. So -3 is our high for Wednesday, minus double digits for Thursday, and minus teens by Friday.
There's a new warning from the Better Business Bureau about the rise of weight loss drug schemes. As more people use drugs like Ozempic and Wegovy, there are more people being duped into buying fake versions of the popular medications. NBC's Liz Kreutz reports.
All these faux Ozempic ads need to stop.
A new alert about weight loss drug scams. The Better Business Bureau warning consumers that a growing number of fake ads and websites are flooding social media, with scammers impersonating doctors, setting up phony pharmacies, and in some cases even creating deep fake videos featuring celebrities like this one, which appears to show Oprah promoting a natural pink salt weight loss drug.
Ladies, let me show you how easy it is to make this new pink salt plus ice recipe.
According to the Better Business Bureau, over just 2 months, they received more than 170 complaints about a pink salt supplement called Lipomax, with many of the customers reporting they were duped into buying the product after seeing the AI Oprah endorsing it. Oprah, who is not involved with Lipomax, writing last year, "Every week my lawyers and I are playing whack-a-mole with fake AI videos of me selling everything from gummies to pink salt," adding, "If you see an ad with my face on a product, it's fake." NBC News has attempted to reach Lipomax for comment. The Better Business Bureau says the company told them the AI-generated videos are not endorsed or produced by them.
How prolific is this right now?
There are at least 500 different new websites, new pop-up ads, new advertisements being created daily.
According to the cybersecurity company Checkpoint Software, the scams are particularly bad right now, with fraudsters taking advantage of New Year's weight loss resolutions and the exploding popularity of GLP-1 drugs like Ozempic and Mounjaro. 1 in 8 Americans say they're now taking one, including celebrities like Oprah and Serena Williams.
For me, the answer was GLP-1s.
But experts say the high costs of the FDA-approved versions of those drugs can make the knockoffs more enticing, like this one, an oral liquid that claims you can lose 20 pounds for just $30.
Those types of claims are completely unfounded. They want your money and they want out.
All right, still ahead. On the CTV News at 5, we're going to show you how the hottest hockey jerseys in the NHL don't belong to real NHL players right now. We'll explain when we come back. Welcome back. The Lethbridge Hurricanes are once again hosting their annual celebrity dinner. Attendees will have the chance to meet a pair of former NHLers. Mike Commodore and Andre Roy will be in town for the dinner. Commodore, of course, spent 11 seasons in the NHL with the Flames, Hurricanes, and others. Roy also spent 11 years in the NHL, highlighted by winning the Stanley Cup in 2004 with the Lightning. The dinner will be hosted at the Sandman Signature on February the 28th. Tables are still available for purchase. It's a red-hot series for both television fans and hockey fans alike, and one NHL team is capitalizing on the success of heated rivalry, while at the same time helping a local pride organization. CTV's Kimberly Johnson explains.
Jenny Asselin is an Ottawa Senators fan and a heated rivalry fan. She was caught off guard when the worlds collided at the Canadian Tire Centre.
Going to buy a commemorative puck, and sure enough, there's a Hollander and a Rosenhoff jersey right there waiting for me. It was just serendipity, really.
The Senators have released heated rivalry-inspired Sens jerseys. Fans of the series can now buy Senators jerseys with the names Hollander and Rosenhoff on the back. The popular Crave original series is a love story about pro hockey players Shane Hollander and Ilya Rosenhoff, who are on rival teams.
We had the idea on Friday morning, and we had a whole bunch of jerseys in the store by Saturday night at our game, and sold out within probably an hour before the first period was over.
Peter Shire with the Senators says the store was getting requests for the specialized jerseys from heated rivalry fans. So they had some made up ahead of Saturday's game against Montreal. He says online sales are also popular.
We woke up on Sunday morning, we had orders from, I think, Germany, Sweden, Indonesia, Kazakhstan, Sweden, from all over the world. So it really, it's great.
In all, he says about 50 jerseys have already been sold, and proceeds will be going towards Ottawa Pride hockey.
Heated rivalry has been a really fun topic of conversation lately. I feel it's been taking over conversations in the locker room, and it's a great, wholesome show.
Ottawa Pride Hockey is an inclusive hockey recreation league for the queer community. And with about 200 regular players, the league's co-coordinator says the goal is to make sure everyone sees themselves on the ice and on a hockey jersey.
So important to be able to see yourself as a kid, even as an adult now, just like, okay, I am welcome here.
And with the city of Ottawa set to play a possible role in the upcoming season 2 of Heated Rivalry, now fans can have the best of both worlds.
A fun little thing to see the Sens sort of embrace.
Kimberly Johnson, CTV News.
The gloves and trappers were off last night in Florida for a rare on-ice spectacle, an old-fashioned goalie throwdown.
And here comes Bobrovsky all the way down the ice. And Bobrovsky's got the gloves on, and he's going after the Nelkovich. We've got a goalie fight.
After a scrum behind San Jose's net, the Panthers goalie charged the length of the ice to square up with the Sharks netminder. It was the league's first goalie fight since 2020. Each goaltender received a 5-minute major plus an additional 2 minutes for leaving the crease, and they also got a standing ovation from the crowd. Still ahead on the CTV News at 5, we are going to tell you about one extremely creative cow when we come back. If you've ever wondered how a cow scratches its own back, a bovine in Austria took the bull by the horns and figured it out. That's Veronica. Her owner says she's been picking up sticks with her mouth to scratch her own back for a decade. When animal behavior researchers saw the footage, they said it is the very first time a cow has ever been recorded using a tool. Thank you for sharing this time with us. Now here's the early edition of the CTV National News.